So for a very long time, yeah, when I see livestock running around, whether in the community, wherever it is, and they are looking like they look like, I'm sure you guys can understand me. I think the first thing that comes to mind is these animals are sick. These animals are not taken good care of. But no, that is wrong. So if you don't agree with me, just pause for a minute and start thinking about the goats, the sheep, the cattle that you've seen in your community. Do they really look like attractive? Do they look like this is a venture I want to enter? Do they look like this is a meat I want to eat? And if so, what is the problem? And that is why today I'm putting this video together to share with you guys my experience and the reason why, if you're a livestock farmer and you don't have the solution to this, you should not even start your livestock farm at all. So stay with me till I come back and share with you guys why every livestock farmer needs to know this before you even go into it. And if you're already in and you don't know this, then you're doomed. I'm so glad you sticked around because this is a topic that is very important to me. But before I go into that topic, I want to say thank you guys for supporting us here in Farming in Africa to continue to bring you the most educative and knowledgeable information when it comes to livestock farming. Continue to do your best to support us as you can. And if you're a new viewer here, then I want to welcome you to the Farming in Africa family. Here on this channel, we talk about livestock, everything that has to do with the livestock, and we have taken it upon ourselves to share the knowledge that is missing out there and that is causing a lot of good intentions that wants to go into the livestock farming fail. So we have taken upon ourselves to share the knowledge that we have with you so that tomorrow if you decide to go with it, you don't fail. So if you're new here, consider subscribing, and if you have, then thank you very much for doing so. Today we are talking about, why our animals look the way they look. And, like I was saying before, over the years, we see animals on the street always looking miserable, right? You look at this goat. So this is a Saanen goat that has given birth. Mostly when an animal gives birth, it actually looks very, like skinny. You could see all the hip bones popping up, right? Look at their babies. So these kids here are, I think, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Almost about 3 weeks now. So let's look at these kids here. So these kids here are about 3 weeks old. And why are they looking so good? Again, brings me back to the reason why the animals that we have roaming around in our communities are not succeeding or are not looking attractive to us, even for meat, right? So for the past few months, you could hear Nadia and myself, we've been talking about the 5 pillars to succeed in livestock farming. And if you don't know, please, we have a link everywhere. Go watch that video, go read about the 5 pillars to the successful goat farming. And when we talk about those pillars, we talk about the genetics of the animals. So not even breed, because breed is based on what you, the farmer, are interested in doing. So I could choose the Boer goat, which is a breed, and that's because I'm doing meat farming. I could choose the Saanen goat. Why? Because I am doing milk farming. So breed has nothing to do with genetic. Then the next thing is the genetic of the Boer goat that I've chosen. Is that Boer goat a pure bloodline? Does that Boer goat has the right genetics to be able to grow better? Because you can have a Boer goat that is also stagnant, right? That is not growing. So the genetic plays a huge role. Then number 2 is nutrition. Even though you have the right genetic, you need to be able to feed them well so that they can enhance the potential that that goat has. Then we can talk about health, which we hope to prevent with nutrition, but sometimes things happen and then you need to prevent it. Right, then management. Management is basically how clean you keep your place, your daily routine at the farm and so on. Then finally, we talk about your infrastructure, right? You can look at some of the infrastructures that we've built here. Then you guys know that we've really put some money and effort into it. So don't just buy your goat and put them anywhere. But out of these 5 pillars, one of them is the major reason why our goats, our cattle, our sheep that are walking in the community look the way they do. and it's nothing by nutrition. And I want to warn you, if you're going into livestock farming, I want to warn you, if you're a livestock farmer, whatever, even rabbits, if you don't have your feed right, you are going to fail. No matter what it is, they're going to die. They're going to have abortions. Your kids are going to die. Your kids are not going to grow well. Your moms are going to be malnutritious. Any disease that comes around, you go to be the first to get it, and they will die. They will die and die and die. I can promise you. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about other farmers in Uganda, in Kenya, in Ghana, everywhere. And I see an animal and I tell you that this animal is malnutritious, right? These are animals that have actually given birth. And you and I can see they still look very healthy. Let's look at that animal standing at the back in front of me here. Look at this animal. The moment I see this animal, just based on the skin, I can tell you that this animal has very good feet. I look at that boa goat, look at the skin color. The moment I look at the skin, not even the size, they could eat junks and have bloated stomach. But I look at the skin and I know that the feed is working, right? I weigh my animals and I weigh them to check, hey, since I weigh them, how are they increasing in weight? Because the moment I take them from their mom, it becomes my responsibility as the farmer to feed them. So how are they growing? And based on the feeding I'm giving them, I'll be able to test whether their growth is up to standard or not. So feed is something that we do not take for granted here at the farm. And therefore, if you're a farmer and you're going into livestock farming, please do not underestimate the importance of nutrition in your livestock. So I talk about feed and I talk about nutrition, right? So they are not the same thing. I can decide you're a farmer, you say, oh, I have feed. And what do you have? You have a lot of grass or you have a lot of forest for them to go and feed in. Yes, that is great. Good first step. Well done. But what is involved in that feed that you're feeding them? Is it starch? Giving them carbohydrate? Is it protein? Is it calcium? Is it what feed is it? And that's where you start thinking about nutrition. Yes, you can feed them carbohydrate all the time, but you know that that is not going to help. If I ask you to eat carbohydrates throughout the whole year, are you going to survive as a human being? And that is some of the mistakes we do, right? So before you spend money to go to the town and buy your expensive goat or your cheap goat, ask yourself, do you have feed? So come along with me. If you look at our pen, you'll see that on the right-hand side is the pen. On your left-hand side is the grazing yard. Come. So if you look at this grazing yard, you see that the goats were here a couple of days ago. They just left here 3 days ago and they have moved to this yard. Here they are going to graze here for another 5 days. After 5 days, they are going to move to the next yard. So they are here for about 2 days and they will move to this yard. And this yard, as you can see, is very fresh because they are yet to move there. And what is this? This is the Semanhyia grass that we plant. And you guys know we sell this at our agro venture shop where you can buy the seeds, right? It's very small seed and you can plant it like, like you plant maize, or you can nurse it and transplant it. Recently, there was actually a customer and a very good friend who actually bought the seed. And he says, he lives in the UK. And he says, my people said it did not grow. It's not doing well. So I say, you know what? If you really want to do this, then buy, I think, 1 kg and bring it to me. I will plant it at my farm, and then when it's ready, your people can come and take it and transplant it. Today I want to take you to that site because it's just been a couple of days that this customer actually bought it. So here we are. So this customer actually bought 2 kg and say, Fred, I see that my people are not doing the right thing or your seed doesn't work. So here you are, 2 kg, plant it for me. So come and let me show you. So we took the seeds, thanks to Yuma and Godfred, and nursed the seed. And as you guys can see, We did about 6 or 7 different beds, and then we planted the seeds on, and now it's growing perfectly well. I just sent him some videos, and hopefully he's gonna see them once he's back from work or wherever he is in the UK, and see the progress that he's doing. Right, this farmer, we actually set up a farm for him. I think you guys saw the video where Nadia was talking about how we are setting a farm up in Tafo. We did a nice, beautiful farm, but one thing that was missing was feed, and I guess you guys didn't catch that. And that is why I'm doing this video, to really illustrate the importance of feed and nutrition in your animal's diet. So once again, I'm going to say it again. If you're a farmer and you're doing livestock farming, and please do not underestimate the importance of having enough feed and nutritious feed for your livestock, because without that, you will fail. Trust me, if you feed them right, you will see the progress of it, and I bet you it won't be waste of money. We have the seeds, you can plant it. We have the livestock feed that we have also put all the nutrients together that you need. That is exactly what we feed our animals. If you don't believe me, again, come with me. Let me show you what we feed our animals with. Come along. So come in. I did show you where we plant the grass for them to graze. Then to your right is also hay, right? And the hay is what we feed them with so that they can get, you know, some dry matter in their system, right? What you see to my left is also a corn, and the corn is what we use to mix with all the other minerals to feed them. So come in. So all what you see here, these are feeds, and the feeds are formulated based on the animals. So these feeds are for kids. That's why you see kids. This feed is for pregnant goats, and that's why you see pregnant here. And then we have the male feed. So we have formulated it purposely for males. Then we have, this is also males, right? So we have intentionally formulated different feeds for different stages. Come on, come closer. And there you go. Right? So once we are feeding this to our animals, then we know that they are getting the right nutrients they need to be able to grow better, plus whatever they get out there. You might say, yeah, Fred, I have a big land and forest and I have enough grass. Does your grass contain selenium? Does it contain iron? Does it contain calcium? Does it contain phosphorus? Have you done the testing to know that your animals are getting all these nutrients and therefore you're secured? If you haven't, then that is why we do this, so that we know for sure that they are getting everything they need, right? And then whatever they will get outside is just a supplement for us. I don't want to talk too much. This video wasn't supposed to be such a long video, but I wanted to show you guys what we are doing, and I think the importance of having the right nutritious food at your farm. We are doing it, and we don't want to hide it from you guys. So if you need help, if you have questions, please reach out to us. Our numbers are there, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was a useful video like always.